Here we go. Where do you think we should land at? Anybody got any ideas for a good POI? We're having full-on breakfast, playing rings. I'll be back to that in a minute. In the mountains, when I was a kid, the old timers they'd call it substance when you was getting fed. I think that comes from the depression whenever there wasn't no food for nobody and anything. I mean anything. Substance would do. Wasn't a big problem here in the mountains. Plenty of game. Nobody went hungry around here, but in these cities and stuff in the Great Depression, yeah, no, it was a bad scene. Now, I'll be honest with you, that don't mean these people got what they wanted to eat around here, but they didn't go hungry. When I was a kid, there were a lot of people like squirrels. You could go out in the woods and get as many as you wanted. Now, I've ate squirrel, but it wasn't one of my things. But there were always people more than grateful to get those squirrels when it was squirrel season. You went out and hunted a little. It's important that you hunt during the seasons you're supposed to, and some of the animals that you're able to hunt because of the season, you're able to harvest because land management. They run out of food and resources. It's like us as humans. Think about how much more people are here than there was 100 years ago. It's a cycle of life. The age of people living continues to go up. We're running out of resources, but somebody's got to go every day. Somebody new comes in to replace them. If it didn't happen that way, we'd all run out of food soon. Same way with animals. I'm not a proponent of going out and shooting squirrels and leaving them laying on the ground for the fun of it. If you're not going to eat it, don't harvest it. I don't squirrel hunt no more. I don't deer hunt. I don't do no hunting at all. But I'm glad other people do. We got so overpopulated 5 or 6 years ago in deer during COVID. They got so overpopulated where nobody hunted. They got what they call the blue tongue disease and started dying. Now they're coming back stronger than ever, but that's how nature works. Chances are, had they been hunted, they missed a couple seasons there because of COVID. People did. They wouldn't have got blue tongue. Now, to be honest with you, I just know that they passed from blue tongue, but I'll Google it and we'll talk about it. What is blue tongue disease for deer in Appalachian? Let's see what Google says. Blue tongue disease frequently grouped with episodic hemorrhagic disease, EHD, You reckon I'll take another run at that word? Hemorragic. Hemor. My wife could, she'd know it. She's in the medical field, but under the term hemorrhagic disease is a fatal insect-borne viral infection affecting white-tailed deer in the Appalachian region, spread by tiny biting midges. MIDGES. It triggers high fever, severe internal bleeding, swelling, often causing death within days. Anyway, when they get overpopulated, it's not contagious to us as humans. Not contagious. It does not spread directly from deer to deer either. That's what happens when they don't get hunted. Something like that happens, so there's enough food for them all. I can remember feeding them deer in the wintertime. During COVID, there were so many of them where nobody hunted. They were starving to death. I believe we found us a good spot here. I know you wouldn't believe this if I told you, but no. I got a guy outside doing some work for me around the house. Keith Whitley's cousin. That's a true story. They're like second or third cousins. You used to see him on a regular basis, when Keith was still alive. I believe he passed in his mid-30s. I'll tell you exactly when Keith Whitley passed. He was a country music singer from this region where I live. What year did Keith Whitley pass? Keith Whitley died in 1989 on May the 9th at the age of 34. Cause alcohol poison. Location Goodlettsville, Tennessee. If you like, I can share a list of his top number 1 country hits or information about his country. Music Hall of Fame induction. That's what Chat GPU says about him. Born in Sandy Hook, Kentucky, which is about a 35 to 45-minute drive from where I live. Child prodigy, born July 1st, 1954. Jackie Keith Whitley grew up in eastern Kentucky, Sandy Hook, in a family that was deeply engaged in music making. The musical prodigy loved to sing from a young age and began performing publicly within just 4 years. So, publicly when just 4 years old. Said he won a talent contest at 6. His father was an electrician. Bought him his first guitar. His multiple instrumentalist mother, Faye, also encouraged her son's interest. Whitley absorbed the music of the native Appalachia, especially bluegrass. A career start in bluegrass in 1968. He met Ricky Skaggs when he was 14 years old and performed with Ricky Skaggs and Ralph Stanley. In 1970, Ralph Stanley and the Clinch Mountain Boys were delayed. Let's see how we're doing with our storm here. We're all right for another circle. Anyway, he was a mainstream country success. Married Lori Morgan, I think, at one point. She was a country singer, too. Some say that was his demise. He liked to drink, but when him and Lori Morgan broke up, he really liked to drink. Anyway, the long and short is Keith Whitley's cousin's up here at my house today for whatever that's worth to somebody. We've been lifelong friends. Oh, look at that. They ain't no way. You reckon they're a tree hugger too? They just getting a little tag? They're not no try hard, are they? Wasn't very nice of them. I wasn't bothering the soul here talking to you, telling you a good story. I'll outlive you anyway. You won't get no benefit from that tag. I like you spunk. You took a shot. Well, whatever happened here was big time, wasn't it? Boy, I tell you what, we've got the shield now, don't we? Not a bad loadout either. You know what? I think I'll be all right without them old patches there. We got to be good managers of our shield. Have another bite. This salad here we're eating. You gotta watch them people there. They'll start shooting at me. Those bots will. You get around them, they might not hit you, but everybody and their brother know there's gunfire going on. I'm a pacifist by heart, but now you never know. That's all we had. I was going to get in a little crevice and try to live a little longer, but I couldn't.